team. It's got a pretty solid team. We are underway at the GMT Athletic Stadium. And on your frame, from the right to the left, attacking in their signature reds, it's NorthEast United. And on your frame, from the left to the right, attacking in their signature blues, it's Kashi. NorthEast United, as said before, they have been undefeated in recent times. Their performance in this Duran Cup will definitely be a warning to all other teams that we are coming. And they will like to amplify the pressure early on, try and sneak out an early goal. But the fact that it's raining incessantly kind of takes away the tactical advantage. It's more about how you're going to act in that particular moment, because the team that seizes the moment, the team that takes their chances in a rain-soaked pitch, is the team that will come out on top. NorthEast trying to be a bit intense, a bit quicker, straight from the word go. And just when it felt like that they'll get hold of the ball easily enough, I think Kashi also just making it clear it's not going to be easy. That's a lovely forward ball from the left. An excellent interception, picture perfect. He had to be right on the money. Chema Nunes operating through the center. That central midfielder will be the fulcrum. This time the ball released out on the left. The idea was to try and find an overlapping Tondonba Singh. Probably Dhas, another experienced campaigner, the man who's played formerly for Mohun Bagan as well, who's played for other renowned clubs of the country, and Kerala Blasters as well. He has signed up for Kashi and straight into action. His experience is going to be very, very crucial to keep this NorthEast United attack at bay. And make no mistake, this is a very tough group, to be honest. We've got the likes of the defending champions FC Goa, the Gauze, who will be taking the yard in the upcoming fixture against Jamshedpur FC, and which will be telecasted on Jio Hotstar. This time of attempt to try and play another forward ball from Kashi. It has been intercepted. Referee laying down the law, awarding a free kick to NorthEast. And I think NorthEast United, apart from their foreign power, they have also got a lot of youngsters who have been dovetailed into a perfectly well-oiled unit. It's more like a family that has rhythm, that has momentum, that has a song that can be sung by everyone and with the same notes. A little bit of movement on the left. Tondonba has come a long way forward. We've got Aladdin looking forward for more options. Chema Nunes can take a lot of work rate, to be honest, and will take his time as well. Andy, that's a lovely bit of back flick from Aladdin, trying to push it to the left. Wonderful setup, opportunity, goes begging. There's a lovely ball across, floated in from the left, and NorthEast United sending off the first warning shot. Quick movement altogether, and a sudden surge of acceleration from the left, releasing the ball just where it could have been troublesome enough for Kashi. And now Kashi wins it back. Harmanpreet Singh has been fouled. It goes without saying that Kashi will be missing out the likes of Mario Baco Vela, who's still not with the team. His presence in the side has been quite a categorical one over the last couple of I-League seasons. And a lovely ball. What a chance! Kashi hammers home. Harmanpreet Singh finds the back of the net from a move that happened in a flash. And Gurmeet has been stunned. Would you believe that? What a start. Moments ago, NorthEast United were on the cusp of scoring the opener. And into Kashi gets one try, one quick move, the team coming together. And the ball smashed into the net without any hesitation at all. Harmanpreet Singh, what a play. And a bit of disappointment there for Gurmeet. Not really happy. I think he's trying to ask the question that where was the defense? It was kind of pretty empty. And Abhijit Mondal said before, the man who's played for Dempo Sports Club, the man who was a part of Dempo Sports Club in their golden era altogether, man who's also played for East Bengal as well, and now has taken over the reins. Of course, Antonio Lopez Habas will be returning when the I-League kickstarts. But for now, I think Abhijit Mondal will be taking over reins. But Northeast United, they won't be going down so easy. Andy Gatan trying to play the ball onto the left. Tondonba was present to try and make the most of it. The rain's getting a bit harder. Can be one of those long throws, just to infuse a bit more chaos in the mix. It'll be a long chase. Kept in. Lovely cross floated in from the left. Aladdin does incredibly well to win the ball back, but into Kashi. They are persistent. And they snatch it away. Harmanpreet switches it to the left this time. A bit of confusion. Eventually allowing Northeast United to win the ball back, recover themselves, and eventually set sail for another foray into the opposition half. A lot of passes being exchanged. Chema Nunes switching it to the right. We've got options. Zabaco coming a long way forward. Zabaco dishes out a crossfield ball. Wonderfully kept in play by Andy. Switching all the way to the right. Back to Zabaco again. Michel Zabaco. He's got Chema Nunes ahead of him. Nunes with a lovely cross. And a brilliant header kept at bay by an upbeat Subham Dhas. Incredible stuff there. That has been parried away for the corner. What a sensational ball, and it was a powerful header as well from the big man Aladdin Ajaraie. Then couldn't really crack the code of finding the back of the net. This is a great start, box-to-box action, end-to-end stuff altogether. Corner floated in, somehow kept out still. Northeast sniffing out those chances more and more. And it goes without saying they're a lot more famished ever since they've conceded that goal. They want to restore parity at the earliest. They're still unfazed. Another fine delivery in the box, headed away. Danger still lingers around. Into Kashi, appeal for a handball, is it? Referee wanted to hand over the advantage, but eventually decides to blow the whistle. And this is a pretty fast-paced exchange altogether. They'll take their time, of course, into Kashi particularly. They don't want to play to the strengths of Northeast United, because it goes without saying, if there's one thing that the Highlanders can do very well, that's taking a lot of work rate. The overlaps on both the wings, they're absolutely extraordinary. So I think Northeast into Kashi will have to be careful about that. Aladdin, in quest of the ball, does win it. Looking for options. Penetrates, delivers the cross. Repelled away, shot comes in, opportunity. Goalkeeper makes a hash of affairs. But once again, Subham with an excellent recovery. Denies Northeast United a shy at the equaliser. Oh, what an opportunity that. With every succeeding minute, Northeast are looking a lot more menacing. And you can feel the growing anticipation. A fine long ranger, Subham Dhas, should have captured that at the first go itself. The ball spilled out. And there were a couple of options around for Northeast United. Parthiv Gogoi was right in front. But before he could get a connect with the ball, Shubham did well to win it back. Another ball sent downtown. There is an option, is it on the left? No, cleared away. throw in for Kashi. There's one thing about Kashi that we have learnt in the last couple of I-Leagues. That is, they absolutely love to fight. They fight till the very end, whether they're star power or not. They believe in the unity of the team, and they can surprise you. They can leave you flabbergasted. They've got the options, they've got the speed. All they need is a bit of composure. But NorthEast, pretty relentless, coming forward in waves altogether. Small short passes being played. Andy switches it to Tondonba. On the left, Tondonba looking for who can be the possible available resources. Pretty next to him, he's got Chema. Chema pushes it back to Andy again. Bit of switch towards the right. Kashi are holding on to a pretty solid defensive shape altogether. Tondonba pushes it back to Andy. Andy delivers it forward. Again, a pretty decent stuff there from Shubham. Comes out of the line just in the nick of time. Another chance, an excellent block there. The way the lane was closed, that was impressive, or else it could have been another opening for NorthEast United, and that would have been a very dangerous opening to concede. There was Jairo Bustara almost sniffing down on Kashi's neck, and if you would have given him an inch with the shooting line in sight, he wouldn't have hesitated to pull the trigger. But fortunate enough, the ball didn't really fall at his feet. And again, a decent duel altogether, unfurling out on that left wing. Dhas doing pretty decent. Shubham at the other end, Shubham Dhas. He has been doing incredible so far. He's standing tall. He's delivered what his team wants him to in the first 11 minutes. But again, a lot of game to play. And I'll have to be careful because NorthEast United won't sit back silent, won't sit back reticent. They'll activate all their jets and thrusters, trying to hit Kashi. Whether on the counter. This time the ball had a bit more swing. The idea was all right, but then that extra bit of curl on the ball, it took it away. The drift, getting a throw in for NorthEast. Another attack, breathing from the left. It's a good run from Tondonba. Keeps on driving, will win a free kick just outside the box there. That was a lovely run altogether. He was trying to line up for one of those long ranges. We'll take a look again. Kept that sting alive and eventually was fouled by Beyong. A decent position to have a free kick from. They have quite a few players who can hammer those long ranges as well. Redeemed Tlang, he has been pretty consistent, and it goes without saying. Pedro Benali, he is keeping a pretty keen tab on affairs. Juan Pedro Ben Ali Hamo. This man has been an absolute mastermind in the revolution that has been knitted together by NorthEast United in recent times. Shubham setting things up. A bit of a move, something like Brozovic would do when he used to play for Inter Milan. Just sleeping behind the wall. Aladdin comes in with the free kick. Shubham with a strong hand to it. Palms it away at the expense of a corner. And this is what Aladdin is capable of. He brings in magic. And he made the ball fly. There was a bit of deflection to it, of course. But then Shubham kept his eyes keenly on the ball. And that's what the sign of a true good goalkeeper is. Another chance, another cross. This time, however, it misses its mark. Goes horribly haywire. I think NorthEast United just needs to be a bit more composed altogether. Because Kashi goes without saying. They haven't got the experience that NorthEast does. Kashi is based on a lot more of these youngsters coming up with these attacks. Obviously, with the likes of Praveer, Sumit, these two will be the ones holding the team together. And obviously, they've got Deepak Devrani. If needed, he can come on later. And Arindam Bhattacharjee as well. But I think a goalkeeping substitution doesn't really happen unless it's an absolute necessity. You're watching this game live on the official YouTube channel of Indian football, and the other game that's happening at the Fatorda Stadium that will be televised on Jio Hotstar. Inter Kashi with another attempt. It's been a while ever since they have scored that goal. They're focused more on playing low block defense, kind of solidified that parking the bus strategy, and it's worked until now at least. Another ball forward. They'll have to close it down quickly enough. Eventually sends it forward, gets it out of the danger zone. And slowly and steadily, NorthEast United keeps on coming forward. The referee just blowing the whistle. And Abhijit Mondal obviously keeping a very keen tab on affairs. Knows the importance of every single minute. Knows one thing very clearly, that this NorthEast United, they don't like to lag in a game. So if they are lagging, they will try and keep on hammering you. And we were just talking about Deepak Devrani a few moments ago. In the frame, there was Deepak Devrani right next to Abhijit Mondal. And I think both of these, Abhijit Mondal in his playing days knew how to set up a defense. The last guard of the Citadel have been a warrior of many Dempo games. And as said before, he has been the guardian of Dempo's golden era. A team that promised the likes of Frankie Martins, a team that later had the services of Beto as well. Abhijit would very strongly protect their Citadel. It looks like there's a bit of a hold-up. Action will resume shortly, and in all likelihood, it will resume with a drop. There's a bit of an injury problem altogether, and let's hope that that's all right. NorthEast wasting no time at all. You're pretty quick to rush through. Dinesh switches it to the right. Another crossfield ball, wonderfully chested down, chance! That's the equalizer! You don't keep the magician away. Aladdin Ajaraie, one strike, one chance, one sight of the goal, and he'll spear it straight in. This is how dangerous NorthEast United is. This is how brilliant NorthEast United is. The Highlanders, back to the Highlands. Right on top. We'll take a look. A lovely ball, incredibly chested down by Tondonba Singh, right into the stride of Aladdin Ajaraie. And you give him an inch, he'll turn it into a full-blown crevasse. That's what we've seen. He's got the knack to take those long rangers. And he's got the knack of precision. And that was precision right at its peak. Inter Kashi. Can they break free? They did take the lead, of course, but that didn't deter the Highlanders. They kept on coming, and they have reaped the dividends. Here's Inter Kashi again. Andy switches it towards the right. They've got an option in Zabaco. And I think Zabaco, he has been named alongside one of the best defenders to have ever featured for NorthEast United. And he continues to be the nucleus of NorthEast rearguard. Small short passes being played by the Highlanders, trying to find out an opening, just fetching the Inter Kashi defense. That's quality. Lovely bit of back flick that was pretty cheeky, to be honest. Another pass has been intercepted. NorthEast now trying to open up more space. They are constantly switching from left to the right. The number He's been pretty high in terms of overlaps. Another crossfield ball, but this time it was intercepted. Northeast wins it back. That could have been quality 1-2 play. But then that second touch was a tad heavier. And that's what allowed into Kashi to quickly win it back. And that's a confirmation. Aladdin Ajaraie hammering home the all-important equalizer for the Highlanders. Aladdin stays on the ball. Lovely bit of twist and turn altogether. A gentle trip headed away to safety. But I think for the last 10 minutes, one can certainly say into Kashi, they're barely broken free of that own half of theirs. They have been pinned altogether, rammed, shoehorned, and now they are looking for breathing space. They want to break free, they want to find that momentum of theirs. That's going to be a free kick. Quickly taken. Switch towards the left. Nicely brought down by Tondonba. Another cross into the box. Not the best of headers. Aladdin hanging around like a predator. They've got Chema who's come a long way forward actually. That's a good slide. Another opportunity in the making. Aladdin fails to control that. And this time before Aladdin could make a move, the referee's blown the whistle for a foul on Wayne Dhas. We were talking about Wayne Dhas. He's played for Churchill Brothers formerly. He's played for Real Kashmir as well. His inclusion to the Inter-Kashi side will strengthen the Indian base that this team has got. Sends it forward, headed away to safety. Inter-Kashi now needs a bit of a breakthrough altogether. They'll need a bit more composure. They'll need someone who can rally the entire team. It has to come either from Wayne Dhas or Prabir Dhas. Someone will have to take up the responsibilities. Or Sumit Passi. Sumit Passi over the last couple of I-League seasons have been absolutely sensational. Has been absolutely sensational. And he'll be hoping to create a significant impact as well. But the way Northeast is stretching out the dimensions for now, making Inter-Kashi reach out for the ball, I think that's mighty impressive. At this time, a decent bit of interception, but eventually the resultant pass, it fell back to Northeast. Another ball forward, another confusion, and Shubham, he'll be lucky. Kind of misjudged the ball, and Aladdin was almost sniffing out on his neck. Did go for that leap, could have collected that as well. But fortunate enough that the ball went away straight into the hands of Shubham Dhas. You got a feel for Shubham. He's pulled off a couple of early saves. You've seen quite a few interesting, like yesterday as well. We have witnessed 6 goals in the 2 matches. The first game was a 2-all thriller between East Bengal and Tempo. Northeast now, Tondonba trying to speed his way to the ball. Eventually misses out. And quickly reaching out to the player just to ensure the fact that, right, this is not intentional. Don't take it like that. I was just trying to make haste for the ball, but eventually I didn't make it. Kojam Beyong, obviously a very strong man, a pretty burly character as well. And I think Gurmeet has just been tested once and he has been beaten already. But following that, the Northeast defense is done incredibly well. Another long goal kick all the way to the Northeast half there. Hardly any movement at all. Got Tondonba on the left. Switching it towards the right now. A bit of breathing space for Dinesh Singh, considering the fact that Inter-Kashi, they are pegged back in their own half altogether. There's hardly any space for them to make merry. Andy. And he's got options. Zabaco stepping up and down consistently. Andy now looking that who can be the one to get the pass. He's got a lot of options altogether. Just take a look how much space is out there. And that is exactly what NorthEast is trying to build upon. Zabaco delivers another forward ball. Another header comes from the big man, Aladdin Ajaraie. But then it was tad elevated. And again, the sportsman spirit, it burns bright in this Moroccan magician altogether. He's someone who knows how to score, and at the same time, just extending the hand of the sportsman spirit, quickly took the ball and set it all the way back to Shubham. Is right. That header was off me. No protest, no questions asked. Sandeep Mandi, he was involved in that clearance a few moments ago. Tondonba, I think the more it has gone forth, Tondonba has been a lot more cool and calm. Started off as the left back, and since then, given the fact that there's hardly any pressure, he's gone significantly on overlaps. Another crossfield ball attempted, but not the best of trajectories. One back by Kashi. A decent bit of run from Tomba Singh, and now Tomba trying to accelerate. Eventually finds a bit of obstacle along the way. Redeemed Tlang comes in handy. Zabaco. He's got all the time in the world. Plays it to the right. But that's a good ball. Eventually drops it forward. Slides his way. The referee says you might have been spirited enough, but you have crossed the law there. Thereby awarding a free kick. Redeemed Tlang kind of way too ambitious on that one. Wanted to win the ball with that sliding tackle. On a soaked outfield, you'll see a lot more of those slides coming in, and that's exactly what Redeemed Tlang wanted. The Rains keep on bolstering themselves, and this ground still plays absolutely smoothly. No stoppages whatsoever, hardly any heaviness still to be witnessed. This is the second day of AIFF Super Cup 2025-26. The first day witnessed Tempo and East Bengal going head-to-head. They played out a 2-all thrilling draw, and then Mohun Bagan Super Giants, they went on to defeat Chennai FC by 2-0. And today we have got NorthEast United taking the yard against Kashi. And then we have the defending champions, FC Goa, who will be arriving in Fatorda to take on another tough contender in Jamshedpur FC. Throw in for NorthEast. Decent bit of work there from Andy. Another ball sent forward. Another chance. Wanted to take it on the volley and missed it out. Chema Nunes with a sensational delivery, and Jairo Bustara, he should have done better. Had to control that elevation. I think he went way too much below the ball, thereby imparting unwanted elevation as the ball ballooned out of the ground altogether. Had to be a bit more careful. The point of contact becomes pretty crucial in volleys like this. There's going to be a throw in for Kashi. Deepak Devrani is pretty much invested in the game. A very passionate, a very animated, and a very involved player, to be honest. Senior campaigner of the side. Does like to be a part of all possible strategies and the game as well. Whether he'll be a part of this game or not, only time shall reveal it. But that's good link-up play. They're trying to drive forward, but Kashi had their defenses up. Will get a free kick, however. Chema Nunes trying to play a forward ball, and a yellow card has been shown as well. A bit of discontent there. Sumit Passi making his feelings pretty clear. But that signal, if the yellow card being shown, will stand. No questions asked. Half an hour about to be completed. We'll take a look. Chema is just trying to send the ball forward, but that sliding tackle that came in from Bhardwaj cost him dearly. And a fine position to have a free kick from. That's a confirmation. Bhardwaj being booked. Another short ball taken. And nicely pushed forward. Trying to open up a bit of shooting space altogether. Jairo Bustara. Now the delivery at the far post. And Dinesh Singh almost went diving. Hoping that just in case if the ball had a bit of a curl, he can come in with the diving header. But nonetheless, that was a decent move. It just didn't find the target. Neither did it find Dinesh's head. But nonetheless, it had a deflection along the way. There's going to be a corner, another set piece for NorthEast United. They've got quite a few players on the edge of the penalty box. That's an intriguing strategy. And now they slowly move in. Curled in at the far side. Aladdin with a lovely bit of twist. But looks like it's him whom the final touch came from. Thereby resulting in a goal kick for Kashi. We'll try and show you once again what really happened. There was a decent delivery. It had a significant bit of curl on it. And as the ball kept on drifting, Aladdin did try and bring it back in play. Did try and get it back in the frame of the goal. But it's not really easy to try and head one on the move unless you are in firm control of your balance. Kashi, they have been pretty active as well. Slowly and steadily, they are just trying to rebuild themselves into the game. But again, make no mistake, they're not trailing in this match. For now, it's locked in a 1-1 deadlock. So they can still fight their way around. And I think shared spoils against well-oiled NorthEast United won't be bad. That's a lovely ball from the left. A bit of space as well has opened up for Kashi, trying to be cheeky. Trying to rally it into the stride of the player who was hoping to drop in a ball from the left. Didn't really get the opening. And now Ajaraie Bhardwaj pushes it towards the right. He's got options. Dhas. Praveer delivers another cross at the far side. Headed away to safety. Now NorthEast wins it back. Chema has got options. Another crossfield ball onto the left. Aladdin Ajaraie, he's got a lot of speed and a bit of space as well in front of him. Trying to penetrate from the left, gets into the box, delivers the minus. Taken care of just in the nick of time. A lovely bit of outside movement altogether. And Shubham coming to the deliverance of Kashi. A free kick for the men in blue. But that went completely astray. A quick throw in altogether. NorthEast, they know it very well. That they'll have to find goals. A draw won't really do themselves justice. They've got a team that's got the firepower. It's got the stars. All they need to do is just align together in a chemistry of destruction of their opposition. So far, if we talk about the first 35 minutes of the game started on a pretty fiery tempo. Kashi did get a goal up front, and then NorthEast kept on pressing, showed the urgency, showed the hunger. But since then, their spirits have been slightly dampened. NorthEast now trying to reach out for the ball with a bit of an acceleration from the right. There was Dhas, but missed out. Wasn't really in a comfortable position to try and win the ball back. Small short exchanges so far has been working pretty effectively for the Highlanders. Zabaco switching it all the way to Dinesh. Dinesh sends it forward. And Aladdin, he'll consider himself a bit fortunate there. He had a defender in front, and then eventually he realized that it would be better for him if he waited that which way the defender's going. Throw in for NorthEast from a pretty good position, to be honest. There is again a bit of space just outside the box. Chema Nunes scanning the perimeter for possible options. Back to Aladdin inside the penalty box. Aladdin continues to drive, looking where can he let the ball go. Eventually decides to release that. Back with Andy. Oh, that's a cheeky back flick. Andy trying to tee off Parthiv Gogoi on the run, but it looked like Parthiv was pretty flat-footed on that occasion. If he was on the move, could have taken a shot along the way. In fact, Andy himself could have actually went for the shot, but decided to be selfless on that occasion. And that didn't really work out for NorthEast United. Goes without saying, Pedro Benali will be keeping his eyes. Oh, this can be a cheap concession. Oh my word, can be trouble. He's got the ball. 1 versus 1 is it? Excellent save. Danger stays alive. Another cross. Opportunity. Clear away just in the nick of time by Andy. Into Kashi were threatening to possibly get themselves the lead back. And now NorthEast on the counter. Aladdin from the right. Aladdin has still got the ball, is it? And eventually that has been taken care of by Sandeep Mandi. Too good. Had to recover in the blink of an eye. And he does so. Andy just a few moments ago saved his team. Lovely ball forward. And a header that goes wide. Goal kick for Kashi. There was a fine release. Almost got the ball out. Wonderful setup by Tomba Singh. And Karthik should have done better. And just in the very next moment, NorthEast United, they had an attack brewing as well, which was stopped in its tracks. Quality defending from Kashi. Kashi playing a lot more of a physical game as well. They know at times you have to play the physical brand of football to stop a high quality opposition. And it's all part and parcel of the game. There's no complaints about it. Aladdin all the way from the right. Oh, that's a lovely ball. Chance! And what a stunning block. A sliding tackle to deny Chema Nunes a shot at goal. We talked about this young man before, Kojam Beyong. And we'll take a look once again. Timing that slide to perfection. He knows that at the end of it there will be a corner, but for now, their goal stays intact. Kashi pretty upbeat, pretty spirited, despite conceding the equalizer. They know that they'll push the Highlanders to the very edge of the cliff. Whether they'll survive or they'll topple over, it's up to them. Another opportunity nonetheless. Andy Rodríguez with the corner. And Ajaraie. He'll take a bit of a distant position altogether, just in case if the ball's spilling out and there's a shooting lane open in front of him. He might just try and fire one. There comes the corner. Oh my word, that was a lovely in-swinger altogether. The Kashi defenders didn't want to take any chance at all. They were quick to rally around and headed away for another corner. It's from an opposite end for now. But it kind of tells you that this Kashi team, they are not toying around. They understand the importance of this game. They understand the gravity of this fixture. And they want to push NorthEast as much as they can. Andy now with that left footer. A chance, header, that's the second goal. A thumping strike right into the heart of the net. And no chance for Shubham at all. There was a sensational delivery from Andy Rodríguez. And a picture-perfect finish from the big man, Miguel Zabaco Tome. Come at the hour, come at the captain. And NorthEast have been pressing for a long, long time. It's just that they were being denied with the consistent defending. We'll take a look once again. A wonderful leap, time to perfection, and a powerful header. Shubham should have done better actually. It went through his gates. Bit of a tough movement, but then as a goalkeeper, you have to close it down at the earliest possible. And that's the confirmation. Zabaco. The two foreigners leaving their mark. Zabaco and Aladdin. And now NorthEast United are where they wanted to be. In the driver's seat. Into Kashi though, their work gets a lot more tougher. But again, never say never in football. Anything can happen. It's a masterclass of uncertainty. It can flip before you blink. A pretty strong drive through the centre. Dhas on the right. Pravi delivers one along the carpet. Could have gone for that aerial cross actually. Nicely kept under control. Trying to get that one to play. And now they were almost accelerating, but Kashi does well to win the ball back. Trying to create a bit of space altogether down the middle. A decent twist and turn. They win it back and now they come fourth in numbers actually. Here comes a long ranger. Almost built it. Could have been another phenomenal chance. And I think the card may be out. He was pretty spirited and there you go. Harmanpreet Singh shown the yellow card. He wanted the goal at all cost. And Gurmeet almost dropped the ball. But this game is now living up to its lofty expectations. We'll take a look once again. It was a stunning hit from distance by Tomba Singh. And Gurmeet actually spilt the ball initially, and that is what galvanized Harmanpreet into action. And I think Sumit Passi is just trying to clarify that. But at the end of the day, you have to be careful because the goalkeeper is involved and the goalkeeper gets a bit of an additional safety altogether from the referees. And I think now it's all fair and square. Things are okay. But had this ball gone in, you never know. This match would have blown into a cracker. It already is a cracker. No questions about that. Kashi though, they've come up with less number of attacks, but whenever they've come up on an attack, the defense of NorthEast have been asked a lot of questions. And NorthEast again. Nunez delivers another fine ball. Aladdin, can he win it back? A chance! Somehow cleared away with a death moment tackle. That is brilliance altogether from Kashi. They have been persistent enough. And they want to keep on fighting no matter the scoreline. They don't want to go down without a fight. They want to rage until the dying of the light. And spare a thought for Shubham Dhas. He's had a tough game. He's did everything he could. But he still conceded a couple of goals. The second goal, of course, he could have done better than that. The first one, however, Aladdin Ajaraie was picture perfect. Bang on his money. A man who can rifle home from whatsoever range you would present him an opportunity with. We're almost in the dying embers of the regulation time. Whatsoever gets added on, in all likelihood 3 to 4 minutes can be possible. There have been quite a few stoppages altogether. Another switch towards the right, one back nicely. And now NorthEast, Ridim Tlang plays it forward. Ridim Tlang, lovely bit of link-up play again. A chance, shot comes in, battles the woodwork. Tondonba takes another shot, but didn't really have the angle favouring him. NorthEast United, when they keep on coming, they keep forward in numbers. Jairo Bustara once again getting a shy. Took the ball to his right foot, that was a stronger foot. And then hammered the woodwork from that range, and a return ball. It almost fell for Tondonba, and he did take the shot as well. but couldn't really place it to perfection. The ball went away for a goal kick. 10 seconds before we see the fourth official flashing out the extra minutes. The sidelines and just on cue. Yeah, this time looks like it's going to be a free kick in favor. 2 minutes of additional time apparently. Sumit Passi still to have an impact on the game. And a yellow card has been shown to Mayakkannan. We've seen some decent action. 3 goals have been scored. There can be more as well. But for now, it's all fair and square. It remains where it was, 2-1 in favour of NorthEast. There's another ball forward at the far side, headed away to safety, but it falls back for Kashi. They'll try and have a last bite of the cherry before the half ends, before they head to the tunnel for the lemon break. But that's some quality work, exquisite artistry, and then eventually the shot that was taken by Singh, that was aimed for Mars. After you've done all the hard work, after you've done all that driving part, leaving the defenders in a knot, you should be coming up with a better shot. Or in all likelihood, you could have found an option where you could have just played the ball, trying to keep the possession as much as possible before the halftime whistle was blown. That's another lovely long ball, but this time he has been caught in the offside trap. Will have to return empty-handed from that one. It's been a pretty decent outing for Gogoi as well. I think the entire attacking unit has been in fine touch. NorthEast United, just a confirmation a few moments ago, Singh was shown a yellow card. The referee just urging them, be quick with it. We're almost done with the first half. I'll have a bit of a breather before we return for second half action. And with this, Harish Kundu announces that the first half of football comes to an end. NorthEast United, despite falling behind, they have come back. And now they lead as is going to be the one involved from here on, as Harmanpreet Singh has gone back. And we are underway for the second half of action. Kashi gets us rolling. And they are attacking from the right to the left in their signature blues. That's a lovely bit of action there. Karthik straight up, hoping to lay it off, but then the ball was slightly overpowered on that one. NorthEast. Now they have some space. From the right, once again, Chema Nunes. Chema sends it at the far side. Aladdin tries to go for that side volley. Would have been an incredible strike if he could have kept that on the goal. Yesterday we saw one of those screamers from Miguel Ferreira for East Bengal. And Aladdin Ajaraie. This man simply never fails to impress. He's a top quality striker. And once again, it is Andy Rodríguez. Andy delivers the corner. The ball still stays in the game. NorthEast, a bit of confusion there, Chema Nunes. And he has been fouled just outside the box. Another lovely position to have a free kick from. A position that will further complicate matters for Kashi. And I think a bit of argument going on between Dhas and the referee. But make no mistake, Harish Kundu. He's formerly officiated in quite significant games altogether. And he was tasked with the onus of keeping things under the wraps. Of not letting tempers flare. And he's done it incredibly well. He controls the match with an iron fist. Right, they've got a 6-man wall. Another man gets added to it as well. A chance for NorthEast. Who is it going to be? Andy, is it? Andy takes the shot. Drives it wide. NorthEast United with a bit of early momentum into the fixture. The second half as well, they've started on the exact note that saw them being dominant in the first. It's going to be a goal kick for Kashi. They'll take their time and eventually rally it forward. But so far in the second half, Kashi still to lay claim to possession at all. That could have been an incredible ball. Aladdin, he was kind of away from the trajectory of the ball. A better option was to try and lay it off on the left. Tlang just asking for the ball there. Waiting. Chema switches it to Zabaco. Zabaco plays it all the way to the left. Another chance. Parthiv fails to keep that in play but wins a corner for the Highlanders. Another set piece. Northeast United are now bolstering that vice over the game that they have. Of course, it goes without saying that they are looking for that insurance goal. And it's going to be Andy Rodríguez once again to hammer in that corner. Here comes the delivery, eludes everyone, and Kashi wins it back. A bit of a heavy powered ball on that one. Should be easy enough for Chema Nunes as he dropped back, got hold of the ball. And Northeast once again trying to compound that attacking quotient of theirs. And as said before, the last 5 games they have not lost a single one. They have drawn 1. They have won 4, which includes the dominant victory against Diamond Harbour Football Club in the Durand Cup final, defending their title against the upcoming DHFC. They dismantled the team from Kolkata with extreme prejudice. And the surprising fact was that they had 6 different goal scorers altogether, which tells you that this team is not about just individual brilliance, it's about collective brilliance. Every player knows their responsibility, every player knows their assignment pretty well. Tlang from the right and does well to set it up. Jairo Bustara has been dragged and dropped, and he'll have another free kick. The referee was quick to rush out, no questions. I think Tlang, he's possibly asking for the card. And Harish Kundu making it very, very clear, I am the boss here. Let me take the calls. I know pretty well what I'm doing. And that was some quality work altogether by Jairo Bustara. And a free kick, another opportunity for Northeast United to try and find that all-important third goal that they have been looking forward to. Andy Rodríguez, he's got a pretty decent left footer. He's the one who set up that second goal from the corner that was scored by Zabaco. Lays it off along the carpet now. Delivers it at the second post, but way too much elevation on the ball. And it curled out of the park. We've been talking a long time about the youngsters. Despite the fact that Gogoi is still to leave a mark on this game, I think he's been an instrumental part of the Highlanders side. So far, he's been a part of 57 ISL appearances and he's went on to score 10 goals. And he's carved 8 assists as well. These numbers, it tells you a story. It tells you how good he has been. He was a part of the recently concluded Under-23 qualifiers. Unfortunate that India couldn't make it. He was also a part of the 2 friendlies that India Under-23 played against Indonesia under Naushad Musa, and I think it was some fine work there. Kashi now driving forward, but again 1 versus 3, it feels like an unbreakable maze, almost an impenetrable zone that you are entering. You will need crazy skills altogether in order to try and break free, which will be tough. In Northeast, just take a look at how cool and composed they have been, pretty level-headed. Hardly any zeal to go into an overdrive. They know that they'll have their chances, and I think that kind of confidence is what makes them a pretty strong team, a pretty formidable opposition. You can see quite a few players warming up. It's going to be interesting to see who will be the ones to make their way to the center. There's Singh as well. And then there's obviously the likes of McCartan, Lewis, Nixon. A lot have been talked about this youngster. Nixon, he is being touted as a very promising star for the future. It's got to be interesting to see if the Highlanders do use him. That could have been a lovely ball, but it has been intercepted along the way. And now into Kashi trying to hit NorthEast on the break. There was one from one of those free kicks that Kashi found that all-important opener, but then NorthEast was quick to defuse that lead. And eventually, Ajaraie, he came up with a stunning strike from distance before a thumping header from Zabaco, putting NorthEast into the driver's seat. But then football, as they say, it can flip around at any point in time. It can just change even before you know what's going to happen. That's how unpredictable, dicey is football. Another cross from the left, straight into the hands of Shubham. And I think Shubham, he's had a tough day in office. Has conceded a couple of goals. The second goal, I think he could have done better. It went through him. Ideally, as a goalkeeper, you are being taught that you'll have to get yourself behind the line of the ball when you're trying to defend. But when it comes to set pieces, at times, trying to get yourself into the ideal position becomes a very tricky challenge, to be honest. And you will just have to get into shape no matter where you are. You possibly need the fastest, almost raptor-like instincts to try and make it count. Talking about instincts, however, Shubham did come up with a couple of impressive saves as well. And just on cue, storms out of the line, collects that without breaking a sweat. They've got the big man Arindam Bhattacharjee on the bench, and I think he's playing more of a role of a mentor altogether. Abhijit and Arindam, both these players, they have been along in the Indian circuit. They have been playing in the Indian circuit for a long time. Abhijit now has taken up coaching responsibilities. Arindam still continues to play, and his presence in the side, it's more of a learning curve as well for the youngsters. At this time, a bit of a push, which will result in a free kick for Kashi. This is what Kashi is trying to bank upon. Sumit Passi was the man who was brought down. And more of a verbal warning being given to Andy Rodríguez. A free kick for Kashi. One of these free kicks is what allowed them to get themselves the all-important lead. Is there another twist in the tail that awaits us? There's a lot of time remaining. There's 35 minutes of regulation time, and then we have got extra time as well, which will be added, of course. This time, straight into the hands of an advancing Gurmeet. No mistake made. And this is what you expect from someone like Gurmeet. Because with the likes of Dipesh Chauhan on the bench, he's also being labelled as one of the rising prospects, one of the rising sensations. So Gurmeet will have to do his very best, because when the ISL comes, chances are less likely that he'll get much of game time. That's a fine setup from the left, but again, could have been a better ball, needed a bit more sting on it. Tondonba Singh was converging upon that. Aladdin to take the throw in. Dinesh and Zabaco. A couple of short exchanges, all that there is. And this time, delivers it forward. A header straight into the hands of Shubham. And the header being slightly to the left or to the right. A bit of deviation, and could have been a tricky one for Shubham. But this time, he stands tall. And it comes straight to him. Decent positioning as well. Once again, headed away, and it goes beyond everyone, all the way back to Gurmeet. I think Gurmeet was kind of startled after he conceded that first goal, but at times things happen so quickly. You hardly get any time to react. Aladdin now from the left, he's got some space ahead, open ahead of him, but then a decent duel. Aladdin can accelerate. Referee says get back up. He wanted to play advantage, is it? Kashi wins it back, and it's more of a cloister just outside that box of theirs, taken care of as the ball has been sent forward comfortably enough by Beyong. It's going to be a throw in for Kashi. They are still to hit the right chord of momentum. They are still to find that opening that will get them into the stride where at least they can start troubling Northeast United. Because for now, it's all about just being reactive to every single attack that has been brought forward by the Highlanders. And if they keep this thing alive, it'll be hard for them to come back. A bit of injury problem there for Shubham. He's gone down. Might need some treatment. And yes, the physio is out in the center. And as we wait for him to get back on his feet, we were talking about Northeast United's dream run in the Durand Cup. They went on to beat the DHFC in the final, and ahead of that, they dropped Shillong Lajong, Bodoland FC. In fact, they dropped Shillong Lajong twice. The first time was so good, the second time, they loved it even more. And there you go, the two most experienced campaigners. Got to be interesting to see if they do come on or not. Arindam, chatting with Abhijit Mondol, knows it pretty well. We'll take a look at the goal that Kashi got. It was a lovely setup, straight away, destined for his header. And he laid it off into the stride of Harmanpreet Singh and then Aladdin Ajaraie. Wonderfully chested down by Tondonba. And Aladdin Ajaraie, all he had to do was just get the shot on target. And this man hardly misses. And an opportunity like that, he'll never let it slide. He's a predator. He's someone who loves to score. Not a quick bit of throw in into Kashi. Still looking desperate, to be honest. And Shubham, he looks okay. He's had a tough day in office. And this group, it's going to be a tough one. Because when you have the defending champions, the Gores, who've actually been doing a phenomenal bit of job. They were recently up against Al Nassr. And they went down fighting till the very end. They were pretty impressive against the other teams as well in the ACL too. So they will be hoping to show that what kind of chemistry they are in, what kind of headspace they are in. And against them will be Jamshedpur FC. The Miners, the Red Miners, who have been another heavyweight in recent times, who have been leaving pretty lasting impressions on the fabric of Indian football. All the way to the left out here. Northeast. Still trying to play a convincing brand of football. I mean, they are not really counting on those long passes unless it's entirely sure. Chema Nunes. But Nunes, he was kind of serenaded by not one but three defenders. And trying to get the ball out of a maze like that, it's almost next to impossible. A bit of high press. That has been taken care of. And a bit of a trip over. Right in front of the referee's eyes, he blows the whistle. And awards a free kick to Kashi. Right, we talked about Mackinnon Lewis Nixon, and he's all set to make his way to the center. This young man, he's been absolutely sensational, and he'll be replacing Mayakkannan. I think Ben Ali wanted to give him some game time. Mayakkannan was kind of inactive today. It's going to be intriguing to see if Mackinnon's introduction does get in the sting that they are looking forward to. Mackinnon is pretty explosive, can come in with those sudden bursts of energy, can run in hard enough. And this kind of tells you that NorthEast now they are building for the future. They have a vision on the present, and at the same time, they are coming up with players who will make it a very strong core of Indian players in the upcoming days to come. That's a lovely ball forward. Wonderfully clipped in from the right. It was a tough angle to make the most of. And Jairo Bustara, you give him a shy, and he won't really hesitate to try and unload a shot there. Took one on the turn with Shubham. He was well placed, well stationed. There you go. Just that one touch and almost played it into the danger line. But Shubham, he was alert and active. Got the ball out of the danger zone. Corner. Pretty flatter one. And it goes out for a goal kick. Could have been a better one. I think NorthEast United, after those early spells of attacks that they created in the second half, now things have been a lot more calm, a lot more pacified. They are also looking for a bit of momentum going their way, which won't be easy, to be honest, because into Kashi, the kind of defense that they have put up, make no mistake, the difference between the gentry of the players, it's kind of a gaping chasm altogether, and the chasm, to be honest, hasn't really played a difference, hasn't really played a significant factor. Into Kashi, despite the fact that they had to defend mostly, they have come up with flying colours. But the two players who've made the difference, Aladdin Ajaraie, the man who's used to creating magic, and he did create magic once again, and Zabaco, coming up all the way to help his team into the attacking quotient. And a picture-perfect corner from Mandi, destined for his head, was buried 6 feet under into the back of the net. Now into Kashi as well, trying to stretch out the wings. Quite a few passes being knitted together after a long time. And rolls it to the right, chests it down. This can be a move. Accelerating from the right, cross comes in. Oh, could have been trouble. The idea was to try and find the far post. It was a cheeky attempt. What he could have done on that occasion was possibly drive a bit more forward and then tee it off along the carpet. He had space ahead of him. And Sumit Passi was in a pretty decent position. If he would have got across from that angle, could have capitalized on that one. Should have been a better one. He wanted to go for glory himself, but I think the better option was to go in with a bit more of space and then eventually lay off a minus. But now that it's gone, it's gone. They'll have to rebuild. They'll have to re-rally themselves. I think in Kashi, the only plan that they have right now is to keep the Highlanders at bay, because Highlanders, they have also slowed down slightly. And just on cue, they come from the left, delivers the cross, but it wasn't on target. It was miles away from it, in fact. Tondonba Singh, he's come up on the overlaps all right in the first half. Did pull a few strings as well. It was Tondonba who's chested down the ball into the stride of Aladdin before he hammered home from distance. But the second half, he has been kind of reticent, kind of inactive, to be honest. Not those categorical moves that he was making in the first half. Now the throw in for NorthEast. And Sumit Passi, he's not happy. He's been constantly talking with the referee. He's trying to gesture that I was almost out-muscled altogether, and why was there not a foul call being made? Right then, few quick switches. Nicely kept in play. Small passes. Connected, Northeast. Still stays with Northeast, is it? No, enter Kashi, wins it back. And eventually goes for the aerial ball. The ball still stays in the air. And just when it felt like Parthiv Gogoi might have a shy, he's gone into an overdrive right in front of the referee's eyes, and the referee says, maybe, and just maybe, calm your jets down. A free kick on offer for Interkashi. And they are okay with it. Interkashi with some space. Good link up play. Plays it to the left. They've got a few options. But again, missing out on what could have been a potential move that could have asked a few questions. The rain continues to fall, and that has been another factor as well. It has been pretty damp and inclement, so that kind of adds to the heaviness of the players, that kind of adds to the exhaustion of the players. So when you start or when you play throughout rain, you have to brave that watery feeling that's out there. It kind of, because your jersey tends to be all soaked and you have to run through, so your body tends to add another bit of weight overall, which kind of gives you another layer of exhaustion alongside the playing exhaustion that you already are in. So both the teams now setting down into more of their calming carbs altogether. Right, few quick passes. This time a bit of a slip up, but then quick recovery as well. Good twist and turns altogether. From Tondonba Singh. Another quick switch. You can see Northeast now not really pressing as high as they were in the first half. They are relying more on chances that would come their way. This can be an opportunity. Bit of acceleration from the right. Minus as well. Can they eventually get the ball into a danger area? And finally, a bit of a clumsy movement altogether that kind of cost them what was a decent chance. We'll try and take a look once again into Kashi just when it felt like they are brewing something substantial. It went away. And this time another delivery that could have been miles better. I think he's not really happy with what exactly is happening. But if you take a look at the overall game so far, you can clearly understand Northeast United just trying to calm things down here. They are in the driver's seat and they like to keep it that way, and they'll wait for those breaks because trying to hit into Kashi now might look slightly menacing, because into Kashi, they are also on the lookout for chances. So one moment of being unaware and you never know what you're inviting. Well, it goes without saying, Northeast, they've got a lot of options on the bench as well, so they might want to try it out as well. 71 minutes, 19 minutes remaining. Just that one substitution made. Mayakkannan coming on in the second half in place of Mayakkannan. A good movement there by Andy. Finds Chema on the right. Will he switch it to the far left? Actually plays it along the carpet. You can see Tondonba Singh pretty restlessly maneuvering around. Aladdin just wanted to have a turn and get hold of the ball. But then it was a tad heavier, and Aladdin, he's happy with the fact that he's won a corner. Again, small goals that he's setting for himself, because he knows that eventually it's the small objectives like these that will help him to get into the groove. And a change by Kashi being made. They are bringing in Sweden Fernandes, and they'll take off Dhas. Pravir had a good game in the first half, but possibly could have been better. And a corner once again. Andy, he's arrived. He's the man who delivers those vicious curlers altogether. Andy goes at the far side. The ball stays in play. An appeal for a handball. Referee doesn't bat an eye. And all the way to Gurmeet, who's come a long way in front because it's been a while since he has been tested. And that's a decent bit of interception there by Kashi, and that should be a foul. I mean, he just didn't want to give them that quicker move altogether, thereby drag them from the back. We'll take a look once again. He moved around quickly enough, and before Vikas Singh, he could impact with that run of his. He was dragged back, thereby leading to a free kick. Abhijit Mondol, I think he's happy with the fact if Kashi can put up a show like this. And if somehow they can find an equalizer yesterday like Dempo did, you never know, it's going to make him exhilarated. And they twist around. Sumit Passi plays it back. He's got options. Another gentle switch to the left. But that's a lovely forward ball. Can be dangerous. There comes the shot and the equalizer. Kashi has found themselves back in the game. Kartik Panicker. He smashes home once again, breaking the guards of Gurmeet. Kashi were continuously attacking. They were not able to create a categorical chance. But this time, they did find one of those moves from where they could have sensed out that something was coming. And Kartik Panicker will take a look once again. A lovely defense-splitting ball, and Kartik, the moment he sensed that, he turned his thrusters on, reached out to the ball, and Gurmeet was way out of the line, way out of his position, and the ball imbricated itself into the net, restoring parity here in the GMT Athletic Stadium. And we are back to square one. Now, will that goal galvanize NorthEast United into intensity? That's going to be interesting. They'll have to fight their way forth. They'll have to open things up. They'll have to crack the code of being a formidable force that they are. A chance maybe. Shot comes in. That had a bit of elevation to it. Misses out the mark. Goes out of play for a goal kick. Kashi, this is how dangerous they can be. They'll hit you in such a smooth manner that you won't even know. And that was the case throughout the last year's I-League. They simply kept on coming. And make no mistake, they are playing without their foreign superstars. Mario Bako Vela, he's still not in the act. And obviously, Stojanovic, he won't be a part of this side anymore. But he was also instrumental in last year's I-League. But this Indian crop of players, they have been impressive. They have held on to this game and they have kept NorthEast from running riots until the 76th minute. And that definitely deserves a shout out. The thing is, NorthEast has already bared out their arsenal. There's another long ball. This could have been trouble, but Kashi. Timely tackle there. Timely slide gets them home once again. Gets them out of the danger zone, repels away what could have been a goal-scoring move. Aladdin Ajaraie is trying to ask a question there. A couple of Kashi players are down. Now they'll try and steal away crucial seconds. It's more of a tactical maneuver as well. And we see this in bigger games, so no complaints about that. Kashi knows a point from a game like this is nothing short of a phenomenal result. And I think Aladdin Ajaraie, the man who scored the opening goal, he's not happy. And definitely this man, he won't be happy at all. Juan Pedro Ben Ali Hamu. What's going on in his mind? Possibly a boiling cauldron of emotions. strategies that are being swatted from one end to the other. But will they eventually come to fruition? Will Northeast find a third goal here? Or will Kashi hold on? And they might just find a third goal as well. You never know. Super Cup has come alive, and come alive in the finest of fashions. We've seen a thriller yesterday, now a twin change altogether for Northeast. They want to bring in more pace into the center. They are getting Thoi Singh into the mix, and they are getting Lalbia Teka. Parthiv Gogoi will be off, and in his place it's going to be Lalbia Teka who will be coming on. A bit of a tough test for Vyaktika. Parthiv Gogoi couldn't really leave an impact today. Thereby he has been taken off, and another change. And this is a substantial one actually. Jairo Bustara. He has been taken off, and in his place walks out Thoi Singh. Lalbia Tika possibly will be the one filling in the big boots of Parthiv Gogoi right in the center. And now Pedro Benali, he will try and throw his best cards in the mix, hoping that it creates a difference. Mackerton Lewis. Last 10 minutes of regulation time, a lot of drama remaining. Pretty high octane encounter this one, but getting slightly lackluster in the second half, considering the fact that the teams are kind of running on low fumes altogether. That's a fine ball, but into Kashi, take a look at how quickly their defenders close down the space. Shot taken, and a deflection along the way goes away for a corner. It was a fine strike, to be honest. No questions asked. And it was Thoi Singh. The danger is still not over. Another chance for Northeast. Andy curls it. Headed away to safety. Andy will win it back again. And he does. Pushes it back. And now the sequence of passing needs to be accurate if the Highlanders are to find the back of the net again. A bit of a ball on the far side, taken care of, out-muscled. Northeast now desperate to find that third goal. The ball keeps on bobbling awkwardly. Kashi wins it back. Can they hit the Highlanders on the break? And that was another forced challenge. The referee blows the whistle, no questions again. And I think this has been a phenomenal bit of work altogether from today's match official, Harish Kundu. And obviously an experienced man knows to take his calls. And this is going to be a free kick for Kashi. Kashi, they'll be happy. The more the number of set pieces that goes their way, the more amount of time they can take away. Also another change that has been brought in, and that is Ashish Jha has come in place of Aritra Das. Kashi now trying to speed pass from the right. They'll want more players in the mix, and there wasn't anyone. I think he was not really aware of where the ball was, or else it could have been a fine chance in the making. And Aladdin absolutely not happy with that. I think he's just asking the Kashi players, why can't you take your positions early enough? And I think they'll love to waste a few more seconds every single time the ball comes to a halt. That's their cue. That's right. That 1 point might still be there for grabs. And you never know, if you're lucky enough, if you can create chances, there might be 3 as well. And these 3 gentlemen, Abhijit Mondol, Deepak Devrani, and Arindam Bhattacharjee, they'll be absolutely tickled by the result right now. Right, we are back once again. There was a bit of technical glitch that must have taken over. It looks like there's a bit of treatment going on. I'll quickly confirm the score as well. Yeah, it's still 2-all. Yeah, a bit of injury concern that's going on for Shubham Dhas. Looks like he will be taken off. That was the signal from the center, which means Arindam Bhattacharya might have to come out in the mix. So the veteran custodian might be back once again. This man, I think he'll have to understand that there's a lot of tweaks and modulations that will be needed. His team has played well, no questions about that. But the second half, I think both the teams, they were pretty exhausted, they were pretty jaded. They're trying to win themselves back. They're trying to find the all-important goal. The first half witnessed 3 of them. And looks like Shubham, he'll be stretched out. Not the best of spectacles, and obviously we'll be expecting that he's all right. Who is it going to be? Is it going to be Arindam or is it going to be Mohit Singh Dhami? That's a call. They're both the options. It's going to be Mohit Singh Dhami. And Arindam with a quick word. But it's all right. You can do it. Is this a twist that NorthEast would have expected? You never know. Which move can be a blessing in disguise? Only time shall reveal. For now, Shubham will have to be taken off. And in his place, it's going to be Mohit Singh Dhami. Another change as well. They are getting the experienced Deepak Devrani into the mix. And that's to ensure the fact that the young Mohit doesn't get faced by the Highlanders. A bit of a high five before he takes the center stage. Sumit Passi just tells him, be calm, be composed. We are almost there. We can get a point out of this only if we believe. And you never know, if we are good enough, if we are clinical enough, if we are ruthless enough, that 1 point might change to 3 as well. And the Highlanders, will they try and take a chance to get the 3rd goal in? And that's some quality on display for the Highlanders. Lewis playing much more of a central role on that one. Another ball was being attempted to try and lay it off into the stride of Tlang, but that was intercepted. Nonetheless, a throw-in for NorthEast. Tlang plays it back to Dinesh Singh. Once again, cut shot. And a bit of a hit on his back as well, is it? Yes. Referee says that's okay, Sandeep Mandi. But now it stays with the Highlanders. Is there a late twist in this game? You never know. Yesterday there was one. Another fine cross at the second post. Ball stays alive. Tlang sends it a tad back. Long danger taken, blocked away by Kashi. And they eventually pummel it out of the danger zones. Falls back for NorthEast again. Chema Nunes switches it to the center. NorthEast once again coming in waves. And Kashi continues with that denial of theirs, declining any request of the doors being opened. Another ball at the far post, a chance! And the ball keeps on flashing by. Tlang delivers another cross and a header goes wide. Well, it should have been converted. What a chance, Tlang coming in with a lovely ball there. And another change for NorthEast United. They're getting Lalin Zuala in. And Tlang will be finally out. But what a game this young guy has had. consistently delivering from the right, cross after cross, pass after pass, and the solidity that he's provided in the Highlanders' defense, that is absolutely brilliant. Into Kashi now, as the additional minutes will be flashed in front of us. I think Inter Kashi will possibly be trying to park a bus, holding on to dear life, holding on to that 2-all scoreline. And NorthEast will try and show that urgency. Mayakkannan plays it to the right. He's got options. Singh. Too many passes being played. 8 minutes of additional time. That's quite a long bit of extra time that is being added. Nunez switches it towards the right. Mayakkannan does well. Lays it off for Nunez again. Nunez going for that outside bit of dodge. Singh, a gentle push. And it eludes the cantering stride of Chema Nunez. He did well to try and win it back, but it wasn't the case. Could have been better, but it wasn't. And now into Kashi, they'll possibly take a few seconds before they kickstart things into action. It's been a rain-soaked evening. It's rained from the start to the end. Is there some late drama in store for all of us? Right, NorthEast kind of got themselves caught in a pretty unwanted position, but nonetheless they've won a free kick here. And I think a bit of protest coming in from Singh. Ever since he's come on, the Inter Kashi midfield has looked decent. And Abhijit Mondal, he'll be happy. He'll be very, very happy. He's got faith in his boys. Free kick comes in. A bit of a glancing header. Repelled away by NorthEast. A chance again. A bit of a tough ask there for Mohit. Comes a long way out of his line. And looks like he's copped a blow as well and he'll go down. It's getting trickier. And Aladdin, he's absolutely not thrilled at all. He's expressing that disapproval of his. And Abhijit Mondal, I think he's okay right now. As said before, a point against a formidable powerhouse like the Highlanders. He'll take it on any given day. It's a free kick, is it? And it's a long throw, in fact. Bit of a back header, a chance. Volley taken, blocked away. And Inter Kashi finally getting the ball out of the danger zone, even though momentarily. Dinesh finds Nunez. Nunez will have to rush a bit. And he does. Gets Singh on the line at the far side. Another chance. A bit of confusion in the centre. And eventually Mohit does the rest. Comes out of his line. Initially misjudged the flight of the ball. But then lucky enough the ball had enough elevation for him to regroup himself. And he collected it without breaking a sweat. 3 minutes. Done and dusted in the 8 minutes additional time that was awarded. It's going to be a goal kick now for Inter Kashi, which means more time for them to steal away. Mohit sends it downtown. Nunez dropping it forward. And Aladdin has been blocked. Looks like it's going to be a free kick going into Kashi's way. The referee has possibly warned Aladdin. Initially he thought that the foul's going to go his way, but it didn't. And now the frustration is creeping in for NorthEast United. They'll have to be very, very careful. One sudden break from Inter Kashi and you never know what's going to come. This time they take one along the carpet. They want to keep the possession at their end. Sumit sends it to Mandi. Mandi has been solid as well today. Can he keep it in play? No, not really. A bit of a heavy first touch on that one. Ashish Jha, who's come on in the second half. Halfway done with the additional minutes now. Remainder of the extra time. Are we possibly hoping for a late twist? There's a chance again for NorthEast brewing. But again, that final decisive ball, that has been somewhat lacking in the second half. There has been hardly any categorical penetration. Another chance straight into the hands of Mohit. And he will absolutely love this. He's going to hold on to it for dear life before he lets it out into the wilderness. Into Kashi. There has been no whistle. Ashish stays strong with the ball. Gets a bit of a back pass. Sent forward. Good first touch. That should be a foul. Goes without saying. Another fine position to have a free kick from Vikas Singh, trying to break free. And was fast enough for NorthEast to be almost drawn into this tackle. There you go. A gentle tap forward. And just when Vikas started accelerating, there was hardly anything that they could have done. And now this free kick, it can be a difference maker as well. Tondonba Singh, he can call the ball. Not too many minutes left on the ticker. In all likelihood, he's going to deliver it at the far side. It's a pretty interesting strategy. You'll hardly see the wall shifting towards the left. There's a lot of gap out there in the center, leaving too much for Gurmeet rather. Not the best of free kicks. Jammed straight into the wall. He went for the knuckle ball. That could have been better. Throw in for Kashi. We are in the final 2 minutes. Just take a look at how much time they are going to take. And Ajaraie, he went all the way. He gifted the ball. He's like, come on, take this. And the yellow card was being shown for wasting time there. Deepak Devrani, again, an experienced man, knows how to steal away these crucial seconds. Stays with Kashi. And now Ashish Jha. Can he break free? Ashish takes a tumble. But again, he lost his shape. Not a foul. And now NorthEast might go in for a final drive. A drive that can either be a difference maker or be just one of those regulation forays which will not come to fruition. It's a chance. Kashi just gets it out at an opportune moment. And now Kashi trying to hit NorthEast on the break. Can they do that though? A bit of a jersey tug. Trying his best to accelerate, trying his best to get hold of the ball. But Tondonba Singh actually does well. Does phenomenally well to keep the ball away. But now the Highlanders. One last push, is it? Another long ball headed away. Aladdin drops a long way down. Might go for a long ranger. Here comes the shot. Could have been a stunner if that ball would have been slightly lower. This is what Aladdin Ajaraie can come up with, can conjure. He's a magician of the highest order. And this strike definitely had the making of what possibly was one of those strikes from the footballing folklore. A few millimeters below, and that would have rattled the net. But as things stand, destiny will have these teams possibly cross paths at a deadlock. A matter of moments before Abhijit Mondol can have that smile blooming across his lips. He knows this was no easy game. And yet a point shared will be a massive, massive plus for Kashi. They'll have some time to rally themselves before they take the yard again. But for now, even the Highlanders will have to recalibrate themselves. They'll have to look into what their plans are going to be. Another fine ball forward. Is there a late plunge that they can have? Not really.